This is a list of some members of the Knights Templar, a powerful Christian military order during the time of the Crusades. At peak, the order had approximately 20,000 members. The Knights Templar were led by the Grand Master, originally based in Jerusalem, whose deputy was the Seneschal. Next in importance was the Marshal, who was responsible for individual commanders, horses, arms and equipment. He usually carried the standard or nominated a standard-bearer. The commander of the Kingdom of Jerusalem was the treasurer and shared some authority with the Grand Master, balancing his power. Other cities also had commanders with specific regional responsibilities. The Grand Master and his Seneschal ruled over 8 Templar provincial masters in Europe, who were responsible for Apulia, Aragon, Catalonia, England, France, Hungary, Poitiers, Portugal and Scotland. The bulk of the fighting force was made up of knights and sergeants. Knights, who usually came from the nobility, were the most prestigious and wore the white mantle and red cross over their armour, carried knightly weapons, rode horses and had the services of a squire. Sergeants filled other roles such as blacksmith and mason as well as fighting in battle. There were also squires who performed the task of caring for the horses. For a separate list of Grand Masters, see Grand Masters of the Knights Templar. Early members: Hugues de Payens, founder member, 1118. First Grand Master, 1118 to 1136. Godfrey de Saint-Omer, founder member, 1118. André de Montbard, founder member, 1118. Later Grand Master, 1153 to 1156. Hugues de Champagne, 1125. Fulk v. Count of Anjou, occurs 1119, 1120 or 1121. Apulia, now part of Italy. Masters of Apulia, Fr. Boniface, 1167. Guillaume de la Fossa, 1186 to 1188. Pons Rigaud, 1199 to 1205. Armand de Parigas, 1205 to 1232. Afterwards Grand Master, 1232 to 1244. Jacques de Touris Ellis, Damis de Feniola, 1255. Etienne de Cissy, 1264 to 1271. Guillaume de Beaujeu, 1273. Afterwards Grand Master, 1273 to 1291. Pierre de Greffier, Guillaume de Canales, Albert de Canales, Geoffroy de Piravert, Pierre d'Outremont, Laurent de Beaune, 1300. Aude de Vaudry, 1307. Source: Catalonia, Aragon, now Spain. Masters of Catalonia, Aragon. All the dates given are those of the first record as master and of the last. Rarely is the date of appointment or end of tenure known. The following were de facto provincial masters before the formal creation of an Aragonese province. Hugh of Rigaud, 1128 to 1136. Raymond Gauchabit, 1134. Arnold of Bedocchio, 1136. The following were masters in Provence and certain parts of Spain. Peri de Rovara, Peri de la Rovara, November 1143 January 1158. First brother to hold the title of provincial master. Hugh of Barcelona, 1159 April 1162. Hugh Geoffrey, Hugues Godefroy, May 1163 to 1166. Arnold of Torroya, Ono de Torroge, October 1166 March 1181. Afterwards Grand Master 1181 to 1184. Berenguer of Avignon, Berenguer d'Avignon, April 1181 March 1183. Guy of Cellon, April to June 1183. Laurent Chiot Plaza, November 1184. Raymond of Cannes, November 1183 July 1185. Gilbert Errol, Gilbert Arail, October 1185 August 1189. afterwards Grand Master 1193 to 1200. Pons of Rigaud, September 1189, February 1195. Gerald of Caccino, February 1196. Arnold of Claremont, Arnaud de Clermont, April to November 1196. Pons Marescalci, Dec. 1196 June 1199. Arnold of Claremont, August 1199 April 1200. Second time. Raymond of Gurb, Raymond de Gurb, April 1200 November 1201. Pons of Rigaud, April 1202 July 1206. Second time. Pedro de Monteagudo, Pierre de Montaigu, July 1207 June 1212. Later Grand Master, 1218 to 1232. William Cadell, October 1212 May 1213. William of Montredon, January 1214 September 1218. Avelio Ramirez, born October 8, death Friday, October 13, 1307. Lieutenant, cousin of James, chapter 11. ADE acute MAR declaret, 1216 to 1218. Lieutenant, Pons Manescal, 1218 to 1221. Lieutenant, William of Azilic, Guillaume de Liac, February 1221 July 1223. Ripotou of Puy-Guigon, January 1224. Fulk of Montpezat, Fulcon de Montpezat, 1224 Dec. 1227. William Cadell, March 1229 June 1232. Second time. Raymond Pateau, Raymond Pateau, May 1233 April 1234. Hugh of Montlaur, May 1234 April 1238. Stephen of Belmont, June to November 1239. The following were masters in Aragon and Catalonia, which also included Roussillon, Navarre, and eventually Majorca, Valencia, and Murcia. Raymond of Serra, May 1240 June 1243. William of Cardona, January 1244 May 1252. Hugh of Jouy, September 1254 June 1247, March 1258. William of Montanana, May 1258 February 1262. William of Pontons, March 1262 August 1266. Arnold of Castelnau, March 1267 February 1278. Peter of Moncada, April 1279 October 1282. Barangay of San Justo, April 1283 May 1290. Barangay of Cardona, June 1291 January 1307. Simon of Lenda, September 1307. Note also Peter Peronet, commander of Buriana in 1276. Source: Faury, A. J. 1974. Templars in the Corona de Aragon. Oxford. Oxford University Press. Czech lands. The Czech lands, or the lands of the Bohemian Crown, now form the Czech Republic. 1286 Friedrichus de Sylvester. 1292 Birth Ramus Dictistas Wek. Preceptor Nemiek. Slorii Morawi. W. 1294. 1291 Bernard von Eberstein. W. 1295. England. Masters of England. Fr. William Heath. 1153–1156. Hugues d'Argentine. Hostin de Saint-Omer. 1153–1155. Richard de Hastings. 1155–1185. Geoffroy Fitzstephen. 1185–1195. Robert de Neuham. 1195–1200. Thomas Berard. 1200. Fr. Alan. 1205. Guillaume Cadil. 1214. Sir Roger Street. Ledger. 1217. Amory du Saint-Maur. 1215–1219. Guillaume de la Gravel. 1220. Alan Martel. 1220–1228. Fr. Aimery, 1228. Robert de Montfort, 1234. Robert de Sandford, 1235–1241. Fr. Amblard, 1250. Roncelin de Fosse, 1252–1259. Robert de Sandford, 1259. Humbert de Perraud, 1270. Guy de Forester, 1275. Robert de Torcheville, 1276. Henry de Ferrum, 1277–1278. Robert de Torcheville, 1280. Guy de Forester, 1288. Plus Robert de Halleton, 1290–1294. Yorkshire. Guillaume de Tourville, 1292. Guy de Forester, 1293–1296. Brian Le Jay, 1296–1298. Guillaume de la Moore, 1298–1307. Source. Plus source. Others. Robert of St. Albans, d. 1187. Converted to Islam and married Saladin's niece. According to Roger of Howden. Hugh de Padwinen. Richard Malebranche, Master of the Templars in England. Gilbert of Augustin. Caught stealing money from the Saladin tithe. 1188. Sir Lachlan Maclean de Corzon. d. 1194. Baron of Ackham. Fought in the Third Crusade. Sir William de Harcourt. 1216. Fought at Siege of Damietta. Sir Alan William Howard of Norfolk. d. 1239. Fought in the Third Crusade. Amberaldus. Master of the Templars in England. Ricord Brand. Conqueror of Tyre. William de Ferrers. 3rd Earl of Derby. Fought in the Third Crusade. Gilbert de Lacy. Precentor of the Templars and a commander in the 1160s. William Marshall. 1st Earl of Pembroke. Invested as a knight on his deathbed. France. Masters of France. Marcus Adrien Leblanc. Sir Geoffrey de Charny. Sir John de Street. Ledger. 1096. Payen de Montdidier. 1130. Robert de Cron. Died in 1147. Afterwards Grand Master 1136–1147. Everard des Bars. 1143–1147. Afterwards Grand Master 1147–1151. Guillaume Pavet. 1160–1161. Geoffroy Foucher. 1171. David de Rancourt. 1171–1175. Eustache Le Chen. 1175–1179. Robert de Miliaco. 1190. Raoul de Montliard. 1192–1193. Gilbert de Rail. 1196. On Frederic Leblanc. 1203. André de Coulauers. 1204. Guillaume Oeil de Boeuf. 1207. André de Coulauers. 1208–1219. Guillaume de Lagal. 1222. Fr. Aymard. 1222–1223. Eudes Royer. 1225. Olivier de la Roche. 1225–1228. Pons d'Albon. 1229. Robert de Lisle. 1234. Pons d'Albon. 1236–1240. Fr. Damis. Lieutenant. 1241–1242. Renaud de Vichia. 1242–1249. Afterwards Grand Master 1250–1256. Gouy de Bassenville. 1251–1253. Fabien Dion Leblanc. 1253–1258. Foulques de Saint-Michel. 1256–1258. Humbert de Perraud. 1261–1264. Amaury de la Roche. 1265–1271. Jean Lefrançois. 1277–1281. Guillaume de Millet. 1286. Hugues de Perraud. 1291–1294. Matthew John Norris. 1294–1299. Gerard de Villiers. 1299 to 1307. Gerard de Poitiers, 1307. Source: Les Commandes de Richerenches. Anneau de Bedos, 1136 to 1138. Gerard de Montpierre, 1138 to 1139. Hugues de Bourbotin, 1139 to 1141. Hugues de Panaz, 1141 to 1144. Hugues de Bourbotin, 1145 to 1151. Deodat du Eletang, 1151 to 1161. Guillaume de Baillies, 1161. Deodat du Eletang, 1162 to 1173. Fawkes de Brasse, 1173 to 1179. Pierre Etier, 1179. Hugolon, 1180 to 1182. Raymond, 1200 to 1203. Deodat de Brusac, 1205 to 1212. Jeremy Bermond, 1216 to 1220. David Potterific, 1220 to 1230. Bertrand de la Roche, 1230. Roustan de Comps, 1232. Raymond Segui, 1244. Raymond de Chumberon, 1260 to 1280. Ripert Dupuy, 1280 to 1288. Nicholas Lassiter, 1288 to 1300. Pons d'Alex, 1300 to 1304. Rainbow Altieri, 1304. Guillaume Hugolin, 1308. Robert de Sablé Master, 1191 to 1193. Source: Les Commandes du Iou. Hugues Raymond, de Villacrosse, 1170. Pons de Rigaud, 1180. Bertrand de Gardin, 1195. Bertrand Hugues, 1195. Bernard Emeric, Vice Précepteur, 1203. Bernard de Claret, Précepteur, 1205. G. Grallins, 1205. Bernard de Claret, 1206. Roger, Vice Précepteur, 1215. Rostand de Comps, 1216. R. Laugier, Précepteur, 1222. Rostand de Comps, 1224. R. Laugier, Précepteur, 1229. Pons Vitruvius, 1233. Rostand de Comps, 1235. Pierre de Boisson Boisson, 1236. Hugues de Milmy-Randa, 1241. Rostand de Comps, 1248. Rostand de Boisseau Albuxer de Bouy, 1251. Guillaume de Moujoul, Précepteur, 1255. Allemand, 1256. Rostand de Boisseau de Bouy, 1260. Boncarus, Précepteur, 1265. Albert Blackers, 1269. Pierre Geoffroy, 1284. Albert Blackers de Bourdinard, 1298. Hugues de Roquefolio, 1305. Bertrand du Silva de la Selve, Précepteur, 1307. Geoffroy de Piravert, 1308. Geoffrey de Campion, 1310. Sources: Visitors of France and Poitou. Geoffroy Foucher, 1164. Gauthier de Bayreuth, 1166 to 1168. Geoffroy Foucher, 1168 to 1171. Eustache Le Chen, 1171 to 1173. Afterwards Master of France, 1175. Albert de Vaux, 1173 to 1174. Boudoir de Gand, 1176 to 1178. Amy Acute-Duise, 1179 to 1188. Éluard de Neville, 1188 to 1190. Gilbert de Rail, 1190 to 1193. Afterwards Master of France, 1196. Pons Rigaud, 1193 to 1198. Amy Acute-Duise, 1202 to 1206. Pons Rigaud, 1207 to 1208. Guillaume Oil de Boeuf, 1208 to 1211. previously Master of France. 1207. Guillaume Cadil. 1212–1216. Alan Martel. 1221. Also Master of England. 1220–1228. Hugues de Montelor. 1234–1237. Pierre de Saint-Romain. 1237–1242. Rainbow de Carême. 1246. Renaud de Vichia. 1246–1250. Hugues de Jouy. 1251. Constant de Hoverio. Gouy de Bassenville. 1257–1262. Humbert de Perraud. 1266–1269. Afterwards Master of England. 1270. Franquin de Bort. 1270–1273. Hugues Raoul. 1273. Pons de Broget. 1274–1280. Geoffroy de Vichia. 1286–1290. Hugues de Perraud. 1291–1307. Also Master of France. 1291–1294. Source: Germany. Gebad Preceptori Domorum Militiae Templi per Alemanium 1241. 1244. Johannes Magistro Summo Preceptor Militiae Templi per Teutonium. For Bohemium. Per Moravium a per Polonium 1251. Weidkind Domum Militiae Templi in Alemania Aes Laurea Preceptor Magister Domorum Militiae Templi per Alemanium a Polonium 1261. 1268. 1271. 1279. Aude Grey Ubius Preceptor Domorum Militiae Templi per Alemanium a Slavia 1280. -1284. Friedrich Wildegraf Preceptor Domorum Militiae Templi per Alemanium Aes Laurium 1288–1292. Bertram Gen. CZWEK. Von Esbecki. Commendator Fratrium Domus Militiae Templi in Almania, Bohemia, Polonia a Moravia 1294–1297. Friedrich von Alvensleben Domorum Militiae Templi per Alemanium Aes Laurium Preceptor 1303–1308. Hugo de Grumbach Grand Master of Germany 1310. Otto von Brunswick, Comte of the Order of Knights Templar at Supplingenberg 1303–1304. Lord Johann Kraus 1304–1307. Ruprecht Dilber 1194. Lieutenants: Jordanus von Esbecki Domus Militiae Templi per Alemanium Aes Laurium Vice Preceptor 30 June 1288. Johann Decker 1152–1153. Rhine. Alban von Randecker Rhine 1306. Friedrich Wildegraf Rhine 1308. Hungary and Croatia. Leaders of Knights Templar in Hungary had official title, Masters of Knights Templar for Hungary and Slavonia, meaning Croatia. Maestro della Militia del Tempio per Hungarium e Sclavonium. Masters of Hungary and Croatia. Fr. Cuno. Fr. Gauthia. Fr. Jean. Pons de la Croix. 1215. Johannes Gottfried von Schluck. 1230. Rembald de Vauxon. 1241. Thierry de Nuss. 1247. Rainbow de Carême. Jacques de Montreal. Fr. Widekind. 1271–1279. Gerard de Vierre. Frédéric Wildgrave de Sarme. 1289. Bertram von Esbecki. 1296. Frédéric de Negrip. Frédéric von Alvensleben. 1300. Source: Slavonia. Brother Dominic. Biological brother of Banborok. Poitiers. Now part of France. Masters of Poitiers. Fr. Falco. 1141. Guillaume Guideria. 1141. Fr. Hugues. 1151. P. Levesque. 1166. Guillaume Pavit. 1166–1173. Humbert Boutiers. 1180. Amory du Saint-Maury. 1189 to 1190. Later Master of England. 1215. Guillaume 1201. Taimeric Boaz. 1205. Guillaume Il de Boeuf. 1207. Also Master of France. 1207. Giraud Brochard. 1210 to 1222. Guy de Tulle. 1222. Giraud de Broges. 1223 to 1234. Guillaume de Sonnet. 1236 to 1245. Foulques de Saint-Michel. 1247 to 1253. Hugues Grisard. 1254 to 1258. Franquin de Bort. 1261. Guy de Bassenville. 1262 to 1264. Humbert de Péraud. 1266 to 1269. Jean Lefrançois. 1269 to 1276. Amblard de Vienne. 1278 to 1288. Raymond de Maroy. Lieutenant. 1285 to 1288. Pierre de Madic. 1288 to 1290. Pierre de Villiers Alvillard. 1292 to 1300. Geoffroy de Gonville. 1300 to 1307. Source: Palestine. Guillaume 1130. André de Montbard 1148. 1151. 1152. 1154. Guillaume de Guayaquil 1163. Gautier 1170. Béranger 1174. 1176. Sire de Mamadunk. 1174. Godico de Touraut. 1174. Walter du Mesnil. 1174. Gerard de Riedfit 1183. Herson 1187. Aymon de Ache 1190. Reric de Cortina 1191 April to July. Brian E. Bonds 1192. F. Relis. Last to hold the title of Seneschal. Grand Commanders. Odin 1156. Gilbert Arail 1183. Afterwards Grand Master 1193 to 1200. Jean de Terrick 1188. Gerbert 1190. William Payne 1194. Ermengarde 1198. Barthélemy de Moret 1240. Pierre de Saint-Romain 1241. Gilles 1250. February. Etienne d'Outricourt 1250. May. Amaury de la Roche 1262. May. Guillaume de Montigny 1262. December. Simon de la Tour. G. de Salvering 1273. Anneau de Chateauneuf 1277 to 1280. Thibaut Gaudin. Afterwards Grand Master 1291 to 1292. Marshals. Hugues de Quillioco 1154. Robert Franiel 1186. Jacques de Maillet 1187. Geoffroy Morin 1188. Adam 1198. Guillaume d'Argelliès 1201. Hugues de Montlaur 1244. Renaud Vichier 1250. Hugues de Jouy 1252. Etienne de Sissy 1260. Guillaume de Molay 1262. Gimlard 1270. Guy de Forester. Forest. 1277 to 1288. Pierre de Sèvres 1291. Jaram de Varian 1295. Barthélemy 1302. Aymon. Amy Acute. Desaliers 1316. Poland. 1134. Geoffroy from Plock. 1139 to 1148. Bernhard. -1155. Joseph. 1189. Thibaut from Halych. -1190. Musco. Jan. -1194. Guillaume Ramond. -1198. Janus from Kidjo. 1200 to 1208. Jan from Potok. 1201 to 1223. Musco from LWOW. 1229 to 1251. Lukáš. 1229 to 1241. Musco from LWOW. ZBYSZKO from Krakow. André from Toruń. Durand from Plock. 1251 to 1256 Janus. 1258 to 1259 Ratka from Wilno. 1261 to 1263 Friedrichus. 1273 to 1281 Misko from Wilno. 1284 to 1290 Lukáš. 1285 to 1291 Bernard von Eberstein Humilis Preceptor Domorum Militiae Templi Populonium. Sclorium. Novum Terram Preceptoriae Fratribus Militiae Templi in Partibus Poloni. Pomerani. Kasubi. Krakowiae Slori 13th of November 1291 to 1295. 1294 Sandarus. 1296 to 1303 Jordanus von Esbecki, Preceptor. 1301 to 1312 Jan from Halich. 1303 Brat Frederick von Alvensleben. 1305 Dietrich von Lorenen. 1309 to 1312 Janus from Halich. Source: Portugal. Masters of Portugal. Arnaldo da Rocha. In the 16th, 17th and 18th centuries, some authors and chroniclers of the history of the Portuguese Templar order and its continua, the Order of Christ, possibly based on original medieval source material in Braga and Tomar, cite the Portuguese Pedro Arnaldo da Rocha, of Burgundian and French parentage, as having been one of the founding knights of the militia of the Poor Knights of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem, alongside Gondomar, and then in Portugal, Gondomar or Gondomar. The same authors identify one of the 9 founders of the Knights Templar, the Knight Gondomar, as having Portuguese origin, possibly from medieval Gondomar, also spelled Gondomaria Gondomar, present-day Gondomar, in the county of Portugal. King Afonso I of Portugal, Templar brother, 13.03.1129. First King of Portugal, 1139 to 1185. Raymond Bernard, known as Raimundo Bernardo in Portugal, 1126 to 1135. Also possibly a provincial master. The following were masters in Portugal: Guilherme Ricardo 1124. 1127 to 1139. Hugo Martins, 1139. Pedro Froilaz, 1139. -1143. Hugues de Montois, 1143. Pedro Arnaldo, 1155 to 1158. Gualdem Pais 1160. 1158 to 1195. Lopo Fernandez. Fernando Diaz, 1202. The following were masters in the province of Leon, Castile and Portugal, based in Tomar, also temporarily in Castelo Branco, or the Three Kingdoms of Spain. Gómez Ramirez, 1210 to 1212. Pedro Alvarez or Alvito, 1212 to 1221. Pedro Ains, 1223 to 1224. Martim Sanchez, 1224 to 1229. Estevo Belmont, 1229 to 1237. Guilherme Fulco alias Fouquet, 1237 to 1242. Martim Martins, 1242 to 1248. Pedro Gomez, 1248 to 1251. Pio Gomez, 1251 to 1253. Martim Nunes, 1253 to 1265. Goncalo Martins, 1268 to 1271. Beltrao de Valverde, 1273 to 1277. João Escritor, 1280 to 1283. João Fernandes, 1283 to 1288. The following were masters in Portugal: Afonso Pais Gomes, 1289 to 1290. Lourenço Martins, 1291 to 1295. Vasco Fernandes, 1295 to 1306. Source: Prats de Molo Family des Coll, Berenger de Coll, last known survivor of Master EU-1350. Guillaume de Cardona, 1247–1251. Hugues de Jouy, 1251. S. de Belmont, 1269. Perry de Montcarda, 1276–1282. Berenger de Cardona, 1304. Rodrigo Ibanez, 1307. See also, List of Knights Templar sites.